Paintball nerd.
All right, today on Paintball Nerds Fun 5, we have an individual who's been playing since 1997. He started with the A team. He then went to Lofty, then joined Out of Control, who eventually became Cap, and then turned into the team we know and love, Dynasty, in 2001. He's got 60 plus pro wins, 15 series titles. The GOAT, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Greenspan.
Hey guys, how we doing?
How you doing, Ryan?
Yo, Paintball nerds.
Yeah, man, that's right. Good to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate you, dude. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked that you're doing this. Like, this is cool. More content, the better. You know, we gotta get some Spick and Span or Ryan Greenspan merch to go up by that famous and Marcelo Margot book that you got up there over your right shoulder. You know, maybe Greenspan jersey. I think you might be getting one here in a couple of days.
Yes, indeed. I'm glad you noticed that. Yeah. We'd love to have some Spick and Span stuff on the show.
Yeah, and actually, dude, thinking about that, we should get you on the show as well.
We can make that happen.
We can
It's possible.
Have you been on the show? You were on the show.
I have.
Yes.
Yeah. I did a show with you, and we talked about what did we talk about? The cooler bag, the push cooler bag.
Yep.
I don't know
Lots
what
of
else we
Dr.
talked
Peppers.
about. I ate a spicy thing. Then started like rating your cabinets for something to fix it because it was awful.
Lots happened since then. We upgraded the studio, the backdrop. We've got
it's gorgeous.
We've got the portal directly to Oliver Lang right here. You just walk right through this thing and you go to Bali. You end up in Abood and you walk right back through, or you can go into the Alex Frage's office as well. Just walk right through
Wow.
it. Yeah.
It's kind of like Narnia in there.
It is. It really is. It really is.
Dude, I remember when I first met you. It was at the Paintball House in San Diego.
San Diego
Remember
State?
the Paintball House?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, good times. You guys were still crushing it back then.
Yeah, so that was like, our first. So I moved down to San Diego for school with Yosh Rao, and then we started Dynasty at the same time. Now Yosh went to the Ironman. I believe he played with you, didn't he?
He did.
On the team? Yeah. So he went on to the Ironman. He didn't jump in with the Dynasty bandwagon off the break. And he went to play with Oliver and you and Billy and all those guys over on Ironman. And we started Dynasty. And that was like 2001. And once like Alex and Johnny and those guys all like graduated high school, because we were a year older than them, they were like, all right, well, San Diego seems like the spot, because Southern California was and still is pretty big, but like was the hotbed. Like that was the mecca for paintball. And so that's why we moved down there. And then we decided that we moved out into like a 5-bedroom house. It was like me and Johnny and Alex, and actually Marcus is there, and Sun ID and Yosh, and then on Oliver. And then we needed a little bit bigger of a place. So then we got the Paintball House, which was 2 houses combined forces. And it was a 10-bedroom old fraternity house, and it was a mess. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Dude, you talked about moving down to San Diego, but I've talked to a few other guys that mentioned Northern California paintball, Mare Island specifically. And, just going over the players that came out of that camp is pretty crazy.
Yeah, you look at Mare Island, and I mean, so Billy Wing was the first one to kind of go pro. Well, Daryl Trent was the resident pro, obviously, on the Ironman, the original Ironman, and he was, he's one of the head guys at Lux, DLX Paintball, and he's a legend himself. Then Billy Wing was the first one to kind of go pro out of our area, and he was our local gun tech. Like he worked at the shop that Yosh and I worked in the rafters of. Then Eric Roberts went next, and I remember very vividly when Eric Roberts went pro, and he's like, "Dude, look at this! They gave me this View Loader 2000 for free." And we're like, "What? Sponsored? Ironman gun? What?" And then so there was that then, and then like out of Mare Island was Eric Crandall, our business partner, manager, team manager, and just all around great guy. He put us together with Alex and Oliver, and it's Yosh and I, and then Johnny Perchek was from up there. And so, yeah, there's a quite a group of players that all came from Mare Island. That was like pretty crazy that happened. Plus, not to mention, Bob Long practiced out there a lot. So there's the Bob Long's Ironman that we practiced against every so often. But yeah, that was a pretty great group to play in right there.
Dude, you've probably got more hardware than any other player, right? More trophies, more medals than anyone who's doing it or has done it.
Mhm.
And we one of our favorite things to talk about in paintball is like the glory days, right? You're
Mhm.
still living them, you're still going through them.
Yeah.
But if you could pick a story, Ryan, like what would you say is a memory that really just stands out to you in paintball?
Like obviously playing at Huntington Beach is like is a really cool thing. Like being the first ones there, having all the people on the pier like watching down on
Yeah.
paintball. That was great. But I'll never forget. Like playing that final match at Spider Cup in '99 or in 2000.
Yeah.
Right, like it was the final match, and back then the scoring was way different. And it was us versus Far Side, and we needed a certain amount of points to secure first place. And basically that was like shoot one body and get the flagpole. If we don't get the flagpole or we don't max them, right, we don't win, and we win big screen TVs, and the course of history changes dramatically. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so we sent Alex right up the center off the break. It was a roly poly center, like just a lay down can basically, and it was raining. There were, 10 refs, say 10, 12 refs. There were another 15 photographers and videographers. It was raining. You're shooting spiders, which I don't know if we had compressed air back then. It was probably CO2, like big, huge plumes of smoke coming out of our 14-inch barrels. We had the cheapest spiders we could get because we were 18. We had no sponsors. John Gregory from JT like paid for our entrance fee, dude. And we're shooting just big plumes of smoke. It says game on. I remember running out to the corner, shooting. And Alex just jumps up the middle and grabs the flag, and then a hand comes over the top looking for the flag. Like it was just literally, it was like a cloth that was hanging draped over the center 50. If we didn't get that pole, because then they beat the hell out of us. We shot 2 of them or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we lost the Far Side in that one. But the flagpole, Alex Fragy getting that flag off the break was what won us cars. And then obviously the game ends, and I think they hung the flag on us. And we had already known we won. And then it was just like they set off all the alarms on the car, and we were playing on this bottom field here, and you had to kind of run up this hill. And then on the top of the hill, there were a bunch of cars, and it was pouring rain. It's pretty cool. That's like probably the best memory of paintball.
Dude, that's amazing. And that's probably the biggest prize package that there ever was too.
Yeah. They tried to do it the next year with like Mitsubishi Spider Eclipses, and who knows who won that one. And then they gave away the Hummers, the 4 Hummers, but not nearly as cool.
No, the Mustangs were it.
Yeah.
And I remember Yosh drove that his Mustang.
I drove mine
right?
too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had the silver one. Alex had the blue one. He sold it to Nikki Cuba.
Yeah, you guys would roll up to the field playing the Push soundtrack. So Ryan, man, you've played with the best in the game, obviously. I mean, who's your favorite player?
I don't know. That's a really good question. Honestly, like lately, Dalton's probably one of my top favorite players. I remember when we picked him up, or when we wanted to pick him up. Dynasty has a history of picking guys up like based on how well they play against us. It's also how we got Blake Yarber. It's how Devin Odell ended up on the team. That's how Archie ended up on the team. Billy Bernaccia. Like guys who sting us a lot. We're like, dude, let's get that guy. That guy's good. And Dalton was like a Grom on Aftermath, and he was so hard to shoot out of his spot. Because obviously we would beat up on Aftermath all the time. And he's like one of those guys that everything's effortless for him. He just like, yeah, okay. He's like not even the most athletic anymore. And he just makes a spot, shoots everybody, makes these moves, and just everything is like super easy for him. And he's always in good spirits, which is great. So, he's definitely one of my top favorite guys to play with. Oliver, there's a lot of talk about Oliver lately, because he's now kind of officially kind of not unretired by any means, but he took a trip out, came through the portal.
Yeah.
And he's definitely great to play with. It makes my job a lot easier because everybody wants to shoot him now. And so he's definitely one of the top guys to play with, and obviously against. You've played with him a lot. It's just he boosts all the guys up around you. And that's
he's
that's
amazing off the field.
Important teammate.
Definitely. Cool, man. Well, everyone's got their little superstitious items that they play with. A lot of guys talk about headbands, knee pads, slide shorts. There's these items that they can't go on the field without. Do you have like a superstitious item that you need to play with?
Well, I don't, but I'm really glad that you said that and reminded me because I'm packing for World Cup right now, and ever since the Hormesis guys made me my signature series line, these ones are pretty tattered at this point.
Ooh.
But I've got the Sloan. They look exactly the same right now because they've like, I play with them at every event. These are my Sunday bands now. I was never really into the headband thing. I never really understood. I just wore whatever was there and out. Someone wanted me to wear a headband, I'd wear it. But this one, I won the MVP wearing a Hormesis headband when they first were like, "Hey, try these headbands out." And then they made me a specific line. This one's actually called the MVP, and then this one is the Sloan, named after my daughter. This was actually by far my favorite color scheme. This one I kept because I'm like, I'll play some Woods ball games. And you got the brown camo Woods. And then this one was a really cool blue. It used to look like this. Obviously, again, it's been heavily worn. And so now it's almost like a white headband. Well, this one's kind of yellow because I still has some. I hand wash them now. Apparently, I was told.
Oh, do you?
I was told by the Hormesis owners group that I was supposed to hand wash all of the headbands. So
yeah. I read that. I throw mine in the washing machine, and mine was black when I got it, black with gold, and now it's like this faded, grungy looking thing, and I like it way more now.
Way more, yeah. That's the cool thing about it. It's got the character in it, and it's like that's the thing. So there's these. Finals day, I've got my shark socks, my Shark Attack socks.
Ooh.
Actually, I only have one Shark Attack sock because I believe that the dryer might have shark attacked the other one. So
that'll happen.
So I have one other pair though. So I've got a backup Shark Attack pair. So this is what I wear on Sundays. So,
What's up with the shark? Where does the shark thing come from?
Well, they live in the ocean and they're really scary and dangerous. I guess it could be like an elephant or a rhinoceros or a hippopotamus, but I don't know. These are easier to find these these shark socks on Amazon. I think someone like gave me a pair one time and I was like, yeah, cool. I'm not going to wear my dirty socks, so I'll just put these on. And I got a good event. I'm like, that's kind of cool, like Shark Attack.
Well, you had the nickname Shark Attack or Great White or something like that.
That's funny you say that because I was just talking about that, and I've got this jersey right here. So that was, Shark Bite. That was never a nickname of mine.
Huh.
Like I've never been called Shark Bite ever in my life, except for when these jerseys were printed and they put Shark Bite on the back. It makes no sense to me. I still to this day don't know why. So that was never even a nickname of mine, but it. So that has nothing to do with it. And these aren't really too superstitious, but I was just looking around and I had to call the wife and say, hey, I had my shark socks on my desk in my office, and where the hell are they? I know you were in here. And she's like, I didn't move your stupid socks. Like, I don't know where they are. Why don't you check on just check around a little bit before you call me freaking out. And I was like, okay. And I found them.
Well, you remember my hypothesis on the Great White thing?
Mm-mm.
So shark bites, there used to be fruit snacks called shark bites when we were kids. And there was one white gummy per pack. And, you wore the white handkerchief. You used to wear that as a headband. So that's probably where I think it came from. Maybe I don't know. I'm into the animal thing. Like I've dove with great white sharks before. Really,
it's just they're vicious and everybody's scared of them, and that's the thing. Like everybody thinks I'm crazy for surfing because there's sharks out there. Actually, there was just a shark attack like 2 miles in Del Mar. Great white, got her. I got somebody. She's all right. She lived. So that's good.
Okay, good.
So we can get about
it. So Ryan, man, how does a young paintball player get to your level?
That is a good question. It's tricky. These days there's a lot more resources in order for you to, at your disposal so that you can study the game quite a bit more. I mean, back when we were kids, there was no internet.
Yeah.
YouTube hadn't been invented yet. There wasn't internet. You had to plug it in. You had to plug it into where your phone plugs into. So the resources back then was just kind of like get your ass kicked. But that's an important lesson that I feel that a lot of people don't embrace nowadays, especially younger kids. and I have a whole other tangent I can go on in this. Talked about it on the Spick and Span show multiple times, but you got to be able to take your losses. Like, yes, I won a whole lot of events, right? We've won a ton of events, but I've lost way more than that. Like for everybody who's like, oh man, you've won more than I've lost. Like I've lost more than your entire team has individually combined, right? And that's an important takeaway from everybody who wins at all, is like learning how to deal with it. Okay, that didn't work. Check it off the box. That worked. Great. Put it in this box. Like, you have to compartmentalize everything that you do on there to understand exactly what works and what doesn't work. And you have to learn from all of that. So, everybody has the ability to go to a field and just do some drills and do this and that, which we never had to do. Actually, we can't even do drills now. So you've got to be able to learn way faster and adapt incredibly quickly these days. And that's kind of what's going to set you apart.
Awesome, dude. So through all the wins, losses, Ryan, what are you most thankful for?
I'm thankful for the guys that we have on the team, the guys who've been there forever. Like, man, it just as well as I do. Like, we've got friends all over the world. And I owe that all to the game. I owe everything to this game, so that's why I also do so much as far as traveling around and teaching, is because, I can't get complacent and just sit around and do nothing, because I owe so much to this game and to all the people that have kind of helped me along the way. So like, having guys like Yosh and Alex and Oliver, always, like, now, like, we talk every week, nearly every day. We see each other all the time. We travel together. We're like still in it for, these 20 some odd years, and it's like, it's pretty cool to have that as an experience and a life experience, to be able to learn so much and just be there with your friends and doing exactly what you love, and that's the biggest takeaway there, is like doing what I love with my friends.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you'd like to part with for the paintball community?
I just want to thank all you guys. I thanks for Zizek for doing what you're doing with creating content and getting people closer to and some insight here and there. Thanks to all the rest of the media people. Play the Game podcast. Ronnie Dizon does good stuff. Quinn from Iconic. Obviously the Spick and Span show Tuesdays at 4 p.m. live on YouTube. We've got a lot of cool stuff happening right now. Everybody's jumping in on the media and creating content for everybody to consume. So we appreciate that. So just, obviously everybody's watching this, share it, like it, even though if you don't like me or not. I do appreciate you all for liking paintball and keeping it going. So I'm going to pack for World Cup and hopefully have a great weekend this week. And I'm going to see you out there, and just getting some shipping done before.
Sounds like a Rolo printer.
Yeah. I got the printer. I've got exactly 10 minutes before the post office closes. So I'm going to get these things packaged up and head out.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, dude. I'll see you this week.
All right. Later.